William Samoei Ruto have deliberately avoided two groups of people in the 7-member team, Sky team, that they have just unveiled for the bipartisan negotiations against Azimio la Umoja. Welcome to the bold analysis. I want us to take time to interrogate and look further. And I will tell you why cleverly Ruto decided to make sure that there will be no clash of Rigathi and Ruto camps in that negotiation. I know many people have looked at it, others have looked at it as if it's a sign of not being serious. I am telling you it's not about not being serious. The President, William Ruto, knows very well that he wants a team that is going to work under him and him alone. Something that personally I support, and I think there are calls that make sure you kick to get this out of this question. But then I want us to start by trying to look at the 7-member team, who is there. I have decided to break it down into different sectors, or who the reasoning behind it. If you look at this table, if you look at this poster here, these are the people that Ruto has picked to meet with Azimio la Umoja. The different considerations in it. The first group is non-conformists. That is what other people call non-hardliners. Non-conformists, there are two people there. That is Senator Boni Khalwale, the Kakamega senator, and Elders Canaan, Jubilee Member of Parliament, one of the longest serving members of Parliament now in the National Assembly, and a man who has actually demonstrated sort of some neutrality and is a non-conformist. Boni Khalwale is rightfully a Ruto person, but with the wealth of experience in the legislature, he can pull the voice of reason and is a bit of a non-conformist. But then Boni Khalwale is also a hardliner, but he's a hardliner who is a non-conformist. The group that I'm paying a lot of attention to are the three that I want to tell you. One is Senator A.C. Okenyuri. My friend A.C. Okenyuri, and I campaigned for A.C. Okenyuri when she vied for Vice President Masai Mara University, well back in a campus, in the same campus with her. My friend Okenyuri worked with William Ruto under the office of the Deputy President, and she was director in charge of TVET affairs. So she is a lady that has grown through the political ranks under the arms of William Samoei Ruto. She's now nominated UDA MP. And the lady from Kisii, I can tell you, is William Ruto's closest confidant in that committee. I have seen others saying she's representing the youth. Yes, but Ose Kenyuri is Ruto's pick. Number two, Hilary Sigei, the Bomet senator, was William Ruto's personal lawyer. That is it. Comes from Bomet and really got a favor to get that ticket even at the UDA nominations. Jor Murugara is the chairman of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. He is the gentleman who was given the responsibility and was in charge of that body that kicked out Cherera 4 at the National Assembly. Remember when that petition was received? He was the man. Those are William Ruto's confidants. There are the others that are just for the sake of numbers and also regional balance. Mwingi Mutuse, Maendeleo Chap. He is a member of Maendeleo Chap, comes from Kambani, and probably it's just because of regional balance. And then Lydia Haika, Women Rep Taita Taveta, the gender card, and of course representing the coast. Now, there are two things. One, Ruto has avoided professionals, especially on law. If you look at there are two people on law, that is lawyer Hilary Sigei and Justice Muragura. Now, Mount Kenya, if you look at it critically, you will realize that the Mount Kenya vocal team, especially the Mount Kenya East, none, not even a single person is there. The Mount Kenya East is where is Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Ndarwa, Murang'a, Kiambu. And that is the team that Rigathi Gachagua believes is with him. Not a single person is there. I understand that there have been a push and pull before even coming up with the final shortlist, because there were a lot of interest that were playing. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. Thank you very much for your support. There are 3 reasons why Ruto decided Mount Kenya team out. Number 1, the first reason why he decided to kick them out is because he was avoiding stretching that bipartisan talk into 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. Let me tell you, the end game of the Azimio la Umoja is that the deliberations of that bipartisan team is supposed to end into some constitutional review process. So one of the traps they will throw in there is a review on the revenue allocation. So 1 man, 1 shilling vote will be used as a trap. Azimio la Umoja will use it as a trap to make sure they take that committee hostage. So that bait by Azimio, because he knows very well that that was going to be thrown on their way, William Ruto has decided to kick them out. Now, so long as Mount Kenya team are out of it, I can clearly tell you that it will not be very easy for them to rein in with it. So that's why he has decided he's not going to put them there. Number 2, President William Ruto is also keen on making sure he does not elevate the profile of these local politicians. What has been going on is Kimani Chungwa, Ndindi Nyoro, who is head of budget, and the majority leader, and the other Mount Kenya leaders, they've been taking advantage of this opportunity, or rather of this bipartisan route, to speak on behalf. It's about the Mount Kenya interest, and much of that Mount Kenya interest is just trying to pursue their interest. I can tell you, either Rigathi technically decided to pull out, because if Rigathi was to be given a chance to field 1 person, and rather to give 1 name, Rigathi would have picked someone even from Nyeri. I can tell you. And I will not be shocked to maybe at one point when this discussion is going on about Mount Kenya is not part of the discussion, or rather even the list being reviewed and someone else being added and someone being removed. You'll get it. But it's also a very tactical approach. The other thing is Rigathi infiltration himself. Ruto might have known very well that Rigathi wanted to infiltrate it, to scuttle it, and after scuttling it, he will use it for bonga points. So in any case, it's going to fall, which I believe. One thing I believe is, for those who are saying that Ruto has sent a very junior team, a team that are not serious, or that Ruto is not serious about it, guys, Ruto is the person pulling the strings. That is it. He is the person pulling the string. Even if you were to put Kimani Chungwa there or anyone, looking at this team, the only politicians from Rift Valley is actually one, Hilary Siegei. Okenyuri is from Kisii, George Maragura is Tharaka-Nithi, Mwingi Mutuse is from Ukambani, and then Lydia Haika is from Taita Taveta. So those 3 reasons. If this thing gets to 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote, whether that is thrown, so long as the Mount Kenya team are not there, that will not move. And there are those who do not buy the 1 man, 1 shilling, including people like my good friend, Senator Abone Khalwale. Now, looking at that, why do you think Ruto has decided to make sure that the members in this committee are his personal picks, personal choices? What is the interpretation? I know that's what many people are asking. What is really behind it? The President, William Ruto, is interested in making sure that he remote controls that team from State House without any other center of influence. He wants to control it. I can tell you, this team, if there is another center of influence that is to emerge, how will they get their way into the committee? There is no way. So that this committee is here, and probably we have said it that we have actually made it clear that we want it within the parliament, it must be within the conference of law, and that is why you don't want to involve other players, other people into it, which is of course in order. But what they're simply saying here is, in case of anything, it's about William Samoei Ruto. So from what you see here, no any other politician. If this thing collapses, it will be William Samoei Ruto is the person that is behind it. Clearly, if you look at it, there is a high probability that Rigathi-Gachagua and the camp deliberately distanced themselves from the bipartisan talk. It's also a possibility. You know, I saw during the Easter celebration, the deputy president camped in his Madeira constituency, visiting relatives and engaging the locals. And the next day, I think that was the Star, running with a story that is trying to catch his own niche away from that of William Ruto. He's on record saying that there is no way the government should engage Raila Odinga because he's not elected. And in fact, his position is that Raila is supposed to come and acknowledge in public that William Ruto is the president. You know, I listened to that, I'm like, now, Raila saying Ruto is the president, is that who's going to give William Ruto the legitimacy? Is it about Raila? Because Raila only has one vote. The legitimacy question is not about one person coming to speak. It's about winning the trust of the whole country. You know, from that point of view, it makes you understand. I don't think it's not a secret. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is not in for this bipartisan approach. And maybe, you know, since that, he's been making one of the shortest speeches. I've just followed I even followed his speech. He's been trying to avoid that discussion. He's not in for even this bipartisan talks with William Ruto, with Raila Odinga. There are also multiple reports that the very moment 27th, I think that was 27th of March, when Raila Odinga team, I think that was 29th if I'm not wrong, when the Raila Odinga team announced that they were going to, when William Ruto announced that there was going to be ceasefire, and of course reports about Raila meeting Ruto secretly without him, I understand that maybe behind the scenes, himself, he realized that William Ruto was trying to sideline him from these deliberations. So there is a high likelihood that the DP distanced himself from these talks, under the guise that in any case it will get to a point when it gets into something he doesn't envision. He can even walk away from the administration. He can even walk away from it. And they're staying outside so that first they can criticize it. Okay, Ruto is staying outside so that for him, he can just sit out to criticize what is going on. I can tell you that if in any case this is to move, then if he has his picks there, he will not pick someone, then still take time to criticize what is going on there. Ruto has left out vocal team to play propaganda narratives outside. I made this observation. That PG, it was held in State House. And reports arrived that it was chaired, of course, because it was in State House, it was chaired by the president. But those who made the speeches, those who addressed the press, were the leader of the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, and Aaron Cheriot, his counterpart from the Senate. So what happened here is that those who were picked, even for that bipartisan team, I did not see them there, and of course, maybe they did not give approach. from just the speech, making the speech on listing, providing that list or naming that list, they were speaking about the headlines, about what they think should be done and what should not be done. So I want to believe, if you look at Raila Odinga team, they've sent their Edwin Sifuna. They've also sent their Ledama Olekina. These two, they've also sent the Wiper guy, Eno Kwambua. They've also sent their lawyer, one of my favorites, a member of parliament. I've forgotten, I think the name, Omolo. Yes, what is the name? Otiende Amolo. So they've sent in a bit of a team. So Ruto wants to leave out the Kichungwas, Ichungwas, the Ndini and that rest of the team so that they will play propaganda. And that's why I also support, let Babu Owino be out so that Babu Owino can also counter what's happening on the other side. Now, I know at some point when these negotiations will start or will be going on, those members of the panel may not be, maybe they will set the rules of the game that they're not allowed to speak about the deliberations out in the media. Lastly, Musalia Mudavadi has been there's a blackout on Musalia Mudavadi from that bipartisan team. I don't know whether you are seeing that. That's one thing I'm seeing. I would expect that because Musalia Mudavadi is amongst the senior ranking members of Kenya Kwanza, and his party is ANC and that of Ford Kenya, we would have seen at least someone from ANC. Now the chance has been given to Senator Boni Khalwale would have been given to an ANC pick. Even pick, for example, the Beatrice Adagala, the Vihiga women rep. Yes, Beatrice Adagala, Vihiga women rep. Or probably pick the Issa Timami, the NC party leader. So we would have seen that. I was expecting we would have seen that, but technically he has decided. The reason why I think he has left him out is because, Musalia Mudavadi is the voice of reason. Amongst the people that can tell William Ruto this is wrong, this is right, that is Musalia Mudavadi. Let's meet in the next, and thank you very much for watching.